Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to brighten up the place. So let's get into this conversation/reality chat. I listened to the interview that Make It Make Sense did on his YouTube channel with Drew Sidora's sister, Allison. And she broke a lot of stuff down. And I'm glad she really talked about it. I'm not going to go too in depth into everything that she said. You can go and check out the interview. I might put a link to it in the description if you have not listened to the interview. But she said a lot of things that just really made sense for me when it comes to mental health, mental wellness, and mental illnesses. And I absolutely get it. And I actually deal with a lot of the things that she shared. One being a husband that has been clinically diagnosed with PTSD, and that is not an easy thing because a lot of times they present as very, very fine in the public eye. And I know for myself, I've dealt with and still do deal with anxiety and, and have dealt with depression as well. It's not an easy thing to deal with. So to have people question those things, it is a bit heartbreaking. It really is, especially when you have respect for someone, you would think a little bit more of them. So I'm glad that she spoke to those things. But this is what I wanted to talk about when it comes to Drew. I don't know what it is about a lot of people that just really despise this woman. And when I think about some of the things that she may have said or done on the show, I'm not even saying that she's a 100% great fit to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not saying that. But a lot of the things that her sister said about Drew in the interview is absolutely true. I mean, whether you want to call her C-list, D-list, or even Z-list celebrity or actress, Drew, she's got credits that you can't deny. And her sister definitely has credits for what she has done working in the industry behind the scenes that you cannot deny. And so for a lot of people that just call her a liar, is she that much of a liar, or is she just, in a lot of people's opinion, lame? In terms of some of the things that she has said from the first season that she was on there to, her third season now being on the show? The first season she was on there was with Portia, and people felt like she was all up in Portia's face and all these different things like that. And then a lot of the things that she said when it came to that friend of the show at the time, LaToya, that I did not care for, still don't. Just care for her being on that show. I never followed her on YouTube. I know she's a large YouTuber, but I just didn't care for her because I felt like she was doing the most. But I felt like when it came to the comparison of the two, one, Drew Sidora was actually a peach holder and LaToya was a friend of the show. That's the title that they give them. And I felt like she was doing the most. She was all up in Kenya's face, and then she was all up in Portia's face. Even Portia said that she felt like she was being extra, and she was. And a lot of people who come on those shows for the first time, they are a bit extra because they don't really know how to navigate themselves, I guess, in front of the camera, especially being on such a large platform such as that. They may not really be acting like themselves. I don't know. I don't even really care that much about it, but I'm just saying, if Drew lied about kissing a girl, saying that she never kissed a girl and she actually did, like, who really even cares about that? Like, why is that such a big deal? She's obviously in such a toxic marriage. I don't know what this woman is going through. She's still living under the same roof with the man that she is married to, and it's being reported that they both sold a condo in New Jersey for $215,000 before they both filed for divorce against each other recently. And so they clearly knew that this marriage wasn't working out, but Drew, she came out and she made a post on her, I believe on her Twitter, speaking about Courtney, this chick that I never want to see or hear from again. Because as you saw on this reunion, she made some comments to the unverifiable cousin, Courtney.
It sounded like you and Ralph talked a lot about Drew's alleged affair before it hit the blogs. What did he tell you?
I mean, I just know that he was really hurt by it. He was hurt by, the lying and how she was projecting on him exactly what she was doing.
Is there any truth to what Ralph told Courtney?
Courtney doesn't know anything about me and Ralph. She just met Ralph yesterday. And Ralph and her, he's been coaching her this whole season.
Coaching?
Because a lot of things that you said were things Ralph said. I'm going to say this one time. Don't you ever in your life speak on my son. And I'm going to say that and I'm going to leave that right there. Don't you ever. That is off limits. And let me tell you something. No. You will listen. I will speak and you will listen, honey. Don't you ever.
You're wrong. What will you do?
Keep my son's name in your mouth. You don't know what the you're talking about.
Clearly.
Don't you ever speak on my son. One day he will see this. And you will have to pay for that.
You did.
People like you. You did not know the cameras were rolling, bitch.
She was like, adopt this child so I can go be in my gay lover relationship and you pay the bills.
This is not the one, but the two times when you thought the cameras were watching what you were saying. And that you ever think that it's okay. I'm not going to let you think that you can ever speak on my child. You are not a real cousin. You are unverifiable, bitch. And that's it. That's all. Period. We're done. We're done.
Listen, I was here for it. I really was here for it. So for the people who want to call Drew a liar, call Drew lame, say she doesn't need to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, maybe she doesn't. Nobody deserves it. Let's just be real. Nobody deserves to be on these shows, period. And two, at this point in time, the whole cast at this point is tired. But for that crooked jaw, like Kenya called her, Courtney, to sit there and try to act gangster. Or what you gonna do? Or what you gonna do? When Drew was saying, don't you ever speak on my child again. When she tried to say she didn't speak on the child, Andy checked and said, you did. It's the thirsty people like this who get on my nerves when they get a little bit of spotlight and shine and they really don't know how to handle it. You don't need to be there in the first place. How are they testing these people? What are they doing to say that this person deserves the opportunity to be on this show? And I never believed that she was a cousin, so it's really comical to me when I hear Drew call her unverifiable, as well as Allison, Drew's sister, said the same thing when she was on the interview with Make It Make Sense before this reunion part 1 aired. I couldn't be on the show, and I'm not even one who considers myself a fighter, but for this chick to say to Drew, when Drew says, don't you ever speak on my child again, she's like, oh, what you gonna do? That would have been the opportunity to be like Portia at that point in time, when Kenya put that scepter in Portia's face and Portia stood up and dragged Kenya by her hair. That would have been an opportunity to get over there and drag Courtney by that ridiculous hairdo that she had on her hair. It was like, what in the world did she have on? And what was this hair? She looked absolutely ridiculous. And that's when I really wanted to see some fireworks. And again, I'm not even the one that condones it, but sometimes I understand. For her to say that she was not speaking on her son, you absolutely were. You absolutely were. This is someone that Sheree calls a friend. This is someone that Marlo now calls a friend. And for them to just sit there idly by, quietly, and not check this heifer, it was getting on my damn nerves. But yet, Sheree and Marlo, for the most part, tend to be on the side of wrong. And as you know, Sanya, she doesn't really say much anyway. She's more like a flip-flopper. And so I don't expect much from her either. But I don't think she really likes Drew either. So that's one of the reasons why she probably wasn't going to say much. And for Sanya to say that she feels like she and Ralph are going to get back together, that goes to show you how much Sanya really does not like Drew, because Ralph really does not like Drew. We saw it from the first season that they were on the show, from the first episode. The first episode of the first season that they were on the show. He showed his disdain for this woman. And I said it back then, and I continue to say it today. He did not like her. And unfortunately, I just feel like based on her upbringing and her background and her mom being a pastor or a preacher or whatever her title is in church, she felt like for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health until death do you part. When the man doesn't even like you, those things just really don't correlate. They don't, it's like they cancel themselves out, and you just don't need to be with someone like this, because a man that doesn't like you will never stand up for you, will never look out for your best interests, and will never protect you emotionally or, in my opinion, physically, because he doesn't like you. People don't do that for people that they don't like. You know, it's almost like if a racist person, let's just say a racist Caucasian person, was near a black child and that child was in danger of getting hit. Do you think that racist white person is going to run to swipe that child or knock them over so that they wouldn't get hit by a car? No, because that hatred that they have outweighs the care for trying to not see someone get hurt. Ralph does not like Drew. He never did. I don't want to say he never did. Maybe he kind of cared for her, but just over time as he got to know her, he couldn't stand her. But yet they were in this marriage. And so she should have been out of there a long time ago. But for people who call her a liar and say that she's getting what she deserves, and I've just seen some really nasty comments when it comes to Drew, I don't believe it's warranted. Just because you think that she lied about kissing a girl or a girl kissing her, and even if you don't like the fact that she called Candy a liar or questioned her integrity or the things that she said, or even the wigs that she was wearing on the first season that she came on the show, or her throwing doggy treats at somebody and throwing the plum at Courtney, whether you feel like those things were lame, it doesn't mean that Drew deserves the treatment that she has been receiving and the things that has been said about her overall. Whether you believe she kissed a girl or not, whether you believe that she is having fun times with a girl on the low, honestly, it's really none of our business. And if she doesn't want to tell people that, I don't think she has to tell people that. I think sometimes people forget that because we live in this age now where now you just see so many people talking about their sexual exploits all of the time on a podcast, on an Instagram post, doing a live video or whatever, that that stuff used to be deemed as private information, and some people still deem it that way. So in my personal opinion, it's not any different than someone who may be a homosexual. Not saying that they should be on the DL and lying to people, but I'm saying someone who may be a homosexual and they don't choose to share that information with the general public, but someone else comes out and what they call outs them, pushes them out of the closet before they're ready to come out. I don't think that's any different than someone trying to put her on Front Street to say, yeah, you did kiss a girl. You just need to admit it. Why do we need to know that? I don't really even care. I don't really care to know what anybody's doing with anyone. It's really none of my business. So even when the people come out and talk about the things that they do, it's like, I don't really care to hear that, but okay. So I'm glad Drew read her. Whether people believe that she read her or not, I believe she did. She should have drug her after reading her, because she was enticing her, pushing her to do it, saying, or what are you going to do? Or what? What are you going to do? She should have showed her better than she could tell her, because she was asking for it. And those little funky pigtails that she had hanging from her head needed to be drugged. That chick, I do not like her. She did not deserve to be on the show. She definitely did not deserve to be sitting on the stage. I don't care if she's trying to help Marlo get her pardons or her record expunged or whatever it is that she's trying to help her out with her record. I feel like at this point in time, who even really cares, because most of us already know what all of the charges were and the convictions. But okay, I guess. But Courtney, the hype that people have given her previous to this, where people were saying that she read Kenya and Kenya deserved it, and that was Kenya's karma, and she called Kenya out because Kenya is nasty. What is she? She's just disgusting. For her to sit and talk about that woman's son, and this asshole, yeah, I'm gonna call him that, Ralph, who wanted to try to profit off of that situation by saying that he was writing a book calling The Step in Parenting, and he's adopting her son, which I believe he asked if he could adopt the son. I believe that's what initially happened, but I could be wrong. You can let me know in the comment section. Either way, whether he asked if he could adopt or he was asked to adopt, he was going to do it, and then he changed his mind and wasn't going to do it. And the disgusting part of it, in one of the scenes on the show, they showed the banner that he had promoting the book called The Step in Parenting. But you say nothing about your so-called cousin and this book that he was writing? Give me a freaking break. So honestly, this is one of the reasons why I don't even really believe a lot of the things. Not that there's a whole lot that's said about Drew. Let's just be honest and clear about that. But this is one of the reasons why I don't even believe a lot of the things that are said about Drew, because I do believe, like Drew said, that Courtney has been coached by Ralph. And listen, I have cousins, first cousins, that I don't tell all of the stuff to that's going on in my household. And you two are allegedly cousins because this one married that one. And like, please, nobody does that. So that's why a lot of people are questioning, is she the chick that was allegedly in Tampa when he says and claims that he was in Tampa when he went missing and she didn't know where he was? And he said, I went to Tampa. Was she in Tampa? Was someone that she knew in Tampa? She's trash. She's a snake. And she did not deserve to be on this show with that ugly dress and that ugly hair and her ugly spirit, her ugly crooked mouth, every word that comes out of it. And for Sheree and the other chicks sitting on that couch, sofa, whatever it is, with this heifer and not say one mumbling word, shows the type of character that they have. She's absolutely ridiculous. They definitely couldn't defend her, but for them to just, they have, children, even Marlo by proxy now, they have children. For them to think that that is okay. Anyway, I wouldn't even be surprised if he was hitting that. My personal opinion. Speaking about Ralph and Courtney. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't believe that they are one bit of cousins. I don't believe they are related at all. And someone said in the comment section, they were pillow talking crap about Drew right after he smashed her slow, unrelated cheeks. And listen, I would not be surprised one bit. I wouldn't be. Because I believe that she is an opportunist, and opportunistic people do stuff like that. They will come in your house, smile in your face, act as if everything is all good and all cool, and then they're sleeping with your husband. I would not be one bit surprised if that was actually what was going on. But Drew, I believe she's more naive than a liar, my personal opinion. But Drew and her naivety, it's like, oh, this is Ralph's cousin. This is cousin Courtney. Child, I've been married for 25 years, and there's people in my husband's family I don't call family. I just don't. I don't get close to people like that because people are shady. People are dark. You cannot really trust them. I can't even trust the people in my own blood family. So I'm sorry. I would not be trusting some chick that came around my home saying, oh yeah, I'm your husband's cousin. Really? Well, nice knowing you. Goodbye. You know, you're not coming in my home. You're not breaking bread. I'm not traveling with you. I don't know you. I don't trust you. Goodbye. So, you know, Drew in her naivety, she allowed it. And now I know she feels stupid. I know it's not fair. It's not her fault. You know, sometimes we do stuff in our naivety that we would not have done. And we've been more wise and hip to the situation. And we're just trying to be this loving wife and trusting or whatever. But no, I know she feels bad. I know she feels stupid and absolutely angry and pissed seeing that she was sitting there talking about her son. So listen, done with her. I'm honestly done with the show completely, but we keep getting these little tidbits that keep coming out there. So I just wanted to talk about this, and I want to know what you guys think. What do you think about Drew's sister in the interview that she did and the things that she shared? What do you think about Drew letting Courtney know that she needs to keep her and her son's name out of her mouth? And what do you think about Courtney having the audacity to sit there with all of those teeth, just looking as fake as she is, to sit there and dare Drew to do something to her when she knew that Ralph definitely was not a real cousin and he was feeding her all this information all along. All along. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.